Sinclair calls for the bell. This goes back to history in Greensboro, North Carolina. Jim, you and I were ringside calling the 8-man elimination tag. $10,000 went to the winning team, and there's a lot of blame that goes between the Briscoes and the HOT.
Well, it wasn't even an athletic contest. It was a test of the human will and spirit. An hour and 20 minutes of the most brutal physical punishment that I've ever seen human beings endure. Eddie Edwards won it, but the Briscoes and the House of Truth here are now fighting about whose fault it was.
Well, I can say that certainly with $5 grand on each side, Nigel, it's nice when you're playing with some of your own money.
Oh! Look at this! Went for a double suplex. Briscoe in with the big boot. And now Roderick Strong is taking the brunt of the punishment here.
Absolutely, with all the money on the line, that's $10,000 on the line here. This is a lot like a poker game.
It certainly is. Bodies flying, crisscrossing left, right, center. Elgin's down. Strong's down. Briscoe's in control.
Roderick Strong's breath is going to smell like kiwi boot polish by the time the Briscoes get finished kicking him in the face.
Might be an improvement, Jim.
You're telling me.
All right, so, of course, you know, let's talk about what happened last week. Wrestling's greatest tag team, Jim. And, oh, nice suplex there. You know, Mark, none the worse for wear. Cover, two, thankfully,
well,
after what Shelton Benjamin did.
He was checked out by the doctor. The Maryland State Athletic Commission governs the wrestling contests in this state. He was checked out by the doctor, did not suffer a concussion. No thanks to Shelton Benjamin's effort, and I'm so disappointed personally in Shelton Benjamin. High elevation on the drop kick by Jay Briscoe. Shelton Benjamin, the guy I don't even know anymore.
Two. Well, of course, the tag team titles are not on the line here. Wrestling's greatest tag team demanded that matchup. Last week it was. Here in Fight in February, the title's not on line here in this one, but the Briscoes will defend those titles also at the 10th anniversary show against the Young Bucks on March the 4th, as Jay Briscoe stomping a mud hole in Roderick Strong.
Absolutely. And you mentioned there the restrictions that have been put on the line. No chair shots to the head. No package part. I just want to say personally, from someone whose career was probably shortened from concussions, I'd love to see it, and I think it's great for the sport.
Well, the power driver not only dangerous as far as concussions, but neck injuries. The cervical vertebrae not built to take that kind of punishment. Cover here. And of course, Bobby Cruz, our erstwhile ring announcer in charge of the $5,000 checks here at ringside. The Briscoes and the House of Truth have put up for this contest.
Yeah, I got to watch out for that Snake Truth Martini who's always lurking around here.
We need to keep him far away from those checks.
Yeah, exactly. So, of course, it was a war of words and a scramble over who really was at fault and responsible for the history-making event. The loss of the 8-man elimination matchup that took place in Greensboro. That is a definite collector's item. Every Ring of Honor fan is going to want to have and own that event. Roderick Strong, elevates to the buckle, and Jay Briscoe gets a boot up.
Well, he is walking recklessly and attempted to fall as Roderick Strong, but Jay Briscoe tried to propel Roderick into the turnbuckles. Roddy held on, and Jay Briscoe hit the back of his head.
Trying to go for that downward spiral right there, and Roddy had his hand on the top right when he went for it.
Oh, the power of Elgin on display into the knees of Roderick Strong. Power slam, center of the ring. The leg is hooked. Is it enough? Almost $5,000 left the chicken farm from Sandy Fork.
You talk about fighting February, and they've been fighting, as far as I'm concerned, all month, but in 2 weeks, possibly the biggest match yet. For the first time ever on television. Wait a minute, cover here.
Two.
For the first time ever on television, the Ring of Honor World Champion will face the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. It'll be Davey Richards versus Jay Lethal right here on the program 2 weeks from tonight. And what a tremendous contest that will be to close out Fight in February. Blind tag by the Briscoes. Mark the legal man.
So Mark Briscoe now the legal man, and Elgin elevated into him.
You talk about what a big match that's going to be. It reminds me of when I was the pure champion. Brian Danielson was the world champion. That shortened my career. Just that one match there in Liverpool, England.
I'll tell you, Nigel, I witnessed some of those contests, and I've got to say, with the exception of the aforementioned match in Greensboro, they were the most brutal physical contests I've ever seen. The indomitable will and human spirit of the Ring of Honor athletes, putting their bodies, their careers on the line for fame, fortune, money, glory, championships, and the goodwill they have from the fans.
The love of professional wrestling.
All right, now, Iconoclasm out of the corner. Watch out now.
Jay Briscoe.
Jay goes top side.
Whoa.
Full contact. Splash. Two. No.
I think Sinclair was stunned momentarily by the impact that Jay made when he landed on Elgin. He was a step slow with the count.
All right, I understand we've got to take our commercial break right now. Fans, we encourage you to stay with us because this matchup continues. Please stay with us. We are back here on Ring of Honor Wrestling. $5,000 from each team on the line. The Briscoes of the House of Truth. It has been a slugfest here battling over De Niro. But Jim, of course, we saw in our commercial break some big-time collisions here, courtesy of the Briscoes.
Well, you can see the clothesline in the corner there. I tell you, these guys, it's smash-mouth offense whenever the Briscoes are involved, but the House of Truth has been with them every step of the way, especially. Look at Elgin, the powerhouse. He's a bull. You can't knock him down. He takes punishment. He keeps on coming.
Nigel, he's the guy that you fear the most. He's so scary. He's so strong.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a guy. You hit him, he just smiles back at you and says, hit me again.
Look at Mark, so elusive. But the strength of Elgin front and center.
Mark Briscoe, the agility of a cat, probably an alley cat down in Sandy Fork, but Michael Elgin, possibly the breakout star of the year. He has gone from obscurity, picked up by Truth Martini, the House of Truth, and now a main event player in Ring of Honor Wrestling. Listen to the smack of the meat in the flesh. My God, it reverberates through the Burns Arena here tonight.
Yeah, Elgin was voted Breakout Star of 2011 by the fans of Ring of Honor on ROH.2012.02.11.HDTV.Part. And Roderick Strong looking to pound away on Mark Briscoe here in 2012. Jumping knee right to the side of Mark Briscoe's head. Here's one for Jay.
Let me tell you, I've been in the ring with both of those guys. I've taken those forearms, I've taken those chops. There's nothing like it in this sport today.
Oh, look at Elgin now, the power.
Oh!
Teamwork here by the HOT.
Turn around, Sinclair!
And just that half a second might have been the difference there between an escape of the pinning combination and $5 grand, a $10,000 win for the House of Truth.
The referee being out of position, not his fault. How can you keep track of this? And the sound of the Burns Arena right here on the beautiful Inner Harbor in Baltimore is thunderous. It's deafening. The crowd really trying to get behind the home team, the Briscoes. Every time they get in a fight, the Briscoes swear they're going to open what's closed and close what's open on somebody's face. And Mark Briscoe desperately trying to get out of that corner.
Up on the shoulders now. Going to look for the gutbuster. Double knee gutbuster. He nails it.
Oh!
Instinctively, Mark Briscoe popped up and got clotheslined out of his boots, too. No, he didn't. He kicked out.
Just a two count. And when you're fighting someone here in professional wrestling, you have to look for their weak point. Where's the weak point of Mark Briscoe? He gets hit in the head with a chair, and next week he comes back as strong as ever.
I think that's the case with all the top guys here in Ring of Honor, man. It is tough to find even a sliver of weakness at all. Now with Roderick Strong, he's got Mark Briscoe positioned on the top rope, going to look to do bad things to the younger Briscoe brother.
They're in a very dangerous position up there.
Oh, this is where I always hold my breath. And fans, you as well, at home. Strong knocked down. Mark, elusive. Inzaguri scores.
The tag team scene in Ring of Honor is so incredibly competitive. And we're going to see new tag teams on March the 4th at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. It's going to be Edwards and Cole taking on Richards and O'Reilly. Young Wolves will rise that night. Tag, Jay Briscoe, the fresh man in. We got a whole new ball game.
Forearms, a flying clothesline and a super kick.
Oh, boy, Jay Briscoe got called to boot, though. Oh, what a lariat.
Them boys, you can count their brain cells on one hand, but their heart's as big as the state of Delaware.
Oh, just that close. How tough is Roderick Strong? So now can the Briscoes put it away? Can they secure the $5 grand? Roderick Strong might have some explaining to do to his friends down at the Gold Club.
I'm sure he's had that happen before.
Falcon Arrow there by Jay.
Mark going up top. Could we see the Froggy Bow?
He scores from the top strand. 2.
There we are, a save from Elgin. Oh, just look at his face when he gets hit in the head.
But
what does
now,
that face say?
At this point, fatigue is starting to set in. How much can the human body endure? These guys have literally been pounding each other senseless for the better part of 15 minutes.
Jim, how many times did we ask ourselves that very question there in Greensboro, or there when we looked at 8 men did battle for 80 minutes in a record-setting event? The catalyst for this $5,000 side bet match here in our main event.
Hey, wait a minute, Jay Briscoe over the top rope. He swung at Elgin, but Elgin ducked out of the way. What's Truth Martini doing over there?
What is Truth
Truth Martini just threw powder.
He just
or
threw
salt or
some kind
something
of substance
in the eyes of Jay Briscoe. Jay Briscoe is blinded at ringside, and now Roderick Strong feeding on Mark Briscoe. Referee Todd Sinclair trying to get one or both off of him.
Jay can't see. Jay's gotten a water bottle. He's clearing his vision.
Wait a second. Where's he going?
Wait, he's leaving the arena.
Wait a minute. Is his vision still clouded? He just left. You went the wrong way.
He's coming back. He's got to be coming back.
I don't know. Maybe he's...
Roderick Strong and Michael Elgin all over Mark Briscoe. And Jay Briscoe back. He's got a baseball bat.
Soldier walking tall here. He's got...
He's got a Louisville Slugger. What the hell? Roderick Strong big enough. Jay Briscoe with a baseball bat.
You provoked the Briscoes. This is what you get.
Oh my God, the bell is ringing. We've had a disqualification. Bobby Cruz asking, obviously, they're disqualified.
You think...
As a result of a disqualification, the House of Truth.
Well, it looks like that means the House of Truth gets the 10 grand. No, Mark Briscoe just got the checks.
Mark Briscoe's just got a fistful of cash right there.
Security coming down to ringside. This man has a baseball bat. Jay Briscoe is a modern-day Buford Pusser here tonight in Baltimore.
Well, what are you going to do, Truth Martini? Roderick Strong, Michael Elgin, you going to go in there and get your money? Or are you going to get a Louisville Slugger in your gut again?
Truth Martini is having an aneurysm. I'll tell you what, this is insane.
Hey, next week, Kevin Steeds, Wrestling TV, and Wrestling's greatest tag team against the Young Bucks. We'll see you then.
Get out of my face, Martini.